90% of drug development is wasted on blind chemical guesses. If you rely on traditional medical timelines, you are betting your health on outdated math. The new AI platform mapping every possible cure will change your reality forever. Traditional drug discovery is a broken financial model. For decades, scientists have relied on high-throughput screening, a physical process of testing millions of compounds against a target protein in massive laboratories. It is slow, extraordinarily expensive, and fails over 90% of the time before a drug even reaches human trials. The average new medicine requires over 10 years and $2 billion just to hit pharmacy shelves. This bottleneck means rare diseases get ignored entirely because the profit margins simply do not justify the research costs. You are living in an era where medical breakthroughs are gatekept by sheer logistical friction. But a newly published architecture in Nature just proved that the physical laboratory is no longer the required starting line. The breakthrough relies on an artificial intelligence-driven virtual screening platform that moves the entire testing phase into a digital simulation. Instead of mixing liquids in a physical lab, neural networks analyze the three-dimensional structures of target proteins and simulate how billions of different chemical molecules might bind to them. This structure-based drug discovery uses deep learning algorithms trained on known biochemical interactions to predict binding affinity with startling accuracy. It filters out toxic or ineffective compounds before anyone ever puts on a lab coat. The system evaluates a chemical universe far larger than any physical library could hold, identifying highly potent candidates in days rather than years. Only 3% of researchers understand how thoroughly this deletes traditional pharmaceutical overhead. Look at the data from recent platform deployments validating these models. In practical applications, AI screening pipelines have successfully identified novel inhibitors for complex disease targets in a fraction of the historical time. By utilizing massive open-source chemical databases, the AI narrowed down billions of theoretical molecules to a handful of highly targeted, synthesizable candidates. When these AI-selected molecules were finally synthesized and tested physically, their success rates crushed the historical averages of random screening. This is not hypothetical modeling. It is mathematically verified proof that computational physics and machine learning can accurately replicate biological reality. Everyone who has figured this out is rapidly abandoning legacy research methods. Which leads directly to how pharmaceutical economics are about to shift. The immediate consequence is a radical democratization of medical research. Smaller biotech startups can now compete with massive pharmaceutical monopolies because the cost of initial discovery has crashed toward zero. However, the bottleneck has simply shifted from discovery to physical clinical trials. Finding the perfect molecule digitally is useless if you cannot get it approved by regulators. The regulatory infrastructure is completely unprepared for an avalanche of perfectly optimized AI-generated drugs. Companies must now figure out how to navigate the FDA with molecules that were hallucinated by neural networks. This is the part where it either clicks or it does not. The winners will be the organizations that integrate AI screening with automated clinical trial logistics. Beyond basic cost savings, this virtual platform opens the door to hyper-personalized medicine. When the marginal cost of discovering a drug drops to computing power, it becomes financially viable to design treatments for incredibly rare genetic conditions, or even for a single patient. The system allows researchers to input a mutated protein structure unique to one individual and generate a custom molecule designed specifically to neutralize it. This shifts healthcare from a mass-market manufacturing model to a customized software deployment model. We are moving from treating the statistical average to treating the exact biological code of the individual. But that completely changes the security landscape surrounding our biological data. The final reality is the dual-use nature of this technology. A system capable of perfectly designing a molecule to heal a specific biological target is equally capable of designing a molecule to harm it. Open-source virtual screening platforms mean that anyone with internet access and basic compute can generate highly toxic chemical blueprints. The same deep learning that finds a cancer cure can be inverted to find novel biological threats. Governments are scrambling to quietly monitor the compute clusters running these specific types of structural simulations. The democratization of biology is the most profound leap in human health history, but it permanently alters the global security baseline. The capability to synthesize life-saving cures now rests on the exact same servers as unprecedented risks. Subscribe and hit the bell icon to stay ahead of the AI shifts